Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. I'm Sarah. For those of you that are new, thanks for joining. Today I'm doing a Project Pan update for the month of May. So just to run through quickly, as I always do, I work on 5 makeup products at a time that I'm trying to completely use up. And once I use something up, I roll it out, I pick something new and roll it in. So there's always 5 things going. So if you want to see the 5 items that I have been working on in 2024 and the progress that I've made, then just keep watching. So the first item we'll go over is my cream bronzing stick. It is the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Oaks on You. And I have made so much progress in the month of May. It's just like the tiniest bit of stub left, and I've said before, once this kind of flattens out completely with the packaging, I don't think I'm gonna like dig in there and get everything out just because this is older and I've used a heck of a lot of this. So I think last month this was weighing in at 17 grams, and this month it is at 16 grams. So we used a whole gram of product in a month, which is exciting. And yeah, I really think by the end of June, this could be gone, which is very exciting. I don't think I've ever used up fully like a cream bronzer before. So that would be cool to say. But yeah, so I think another month on this and then it might be time to roll it out. Next is my brow powder, which I've been using every single day. It's the ABH brow powder in blonde, except for I had repressed and blended both the colors together. But here is what we're looking at. I've definitely cleared out a lot more along the outer edge. The hole in the center is getting bigger. So I think, it's just going to be slow going because I really don't use a ton of this at a time when I use it, but we're definitely making progress. Again, I think this product also went down 1 gram from last month, so that's always exciting to see. And especially products like this that have a pan, I think it's a lot easier to track progress by seeing the pictures of the pans expanding across the months. So yeah, I think this will be a product that might be in the entire year, but that's okay if it helps me use it up and just like really focus on it. And plus, as I said before, I like the look that it gives. It's kind of a softer brow look than using a pencil. So been enjoying this and we'll just keep chugging along. Last month I had rolled in a new product and it was my Essence Hello Good Stuff primer. And I think it was weighing in at 71 grams and now it's weighing in at 66, I think is what it said. And I remember I kind of pointed out on the label last month, we were kind of right at this line. And now it looks like we're more down here, just under the good word. So definitely that's a lot of progress for a month. I use this, I don't even think I use it every day when I do makeup. Sometimes I honestly just forget about primer. If I'm only going to be wearing makeup for a few hours, then I don't put primer on. So it just depends. But I definitely think it's a nice product. I do think on the days that I use this, it makes a difference. It kind of really preps the skin to really clasp onto the makeup and for it to stay looking fresh and blended for longer than the days that I don't. So again, gonna keep chugging along on this. This might take a couple months to get through since I use so little. I use barely a pump every time I use it because I really only put it in like my T-zone area where I typically have problems with makeup staying all day. So it'll be slow going, but it'll also be good to use this up. This has been in my collection for a while. And I think I said in my planning to pan video, which I will link below, when this product first came out, maybe like 2 years ago, it was so popular and hard to get your hands on because it's supposedly a dupe for the Glow Recipe Dewdrops, which I have never tried those. I am tempted though, just to see the comparison, but they're so expensive. But this is such an affordable dupe to those. Supposedly, I think this retails for like $5 or $6, but now it's more readily available and easier to get your hands on, so I didn't really need to keep like hoarding it in my collection and saving it. So if I use this up, great. And then if I want to get more of it, I can easily get my hands on it. The next product is the lip liner that I've been working on. It's my Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in the shade 3C. Definitely getting shorter and shorter. I sharpened this twice this month. And I believe last month we were at like the M in makeup. And now we're just at the K. So I used up like 2 letters worth. That's kind of how I'm measuring the pencil. It's not really worth putting on the scale because it doesn't really show anything. So I think measuring it by the packaging is good. But yeah, there's still, even though it's short, this is still a lot of product left, although I don't know how far down. I assume it goes all the way to this pink section. So it'll take a while because I've really only been using it truly as a lip liner, whereas in the past when I have put lip liners and lip products in my project pan, I also will use them as a cheek product. I just haven't been doing that this month because I purchased a lot of new face products. If you saw my video last week, which again I will link below, I have just acquired a lot of like cream bronzers and cream blushes. I've bought like the Tower 28 one recently. I got two e.l.f. ones. I have a Rare Beauty one that I'm using that's kind of new to me. So I have a lot of blushes going on right now, so it's really hard to kind of mix this in as a blush. But I want to make an effort to do that at least a few times in the month of June just to kind of help me make a little more progress on this. And I do think it would be a nice like natural blush shade to use. So we will try that out and see how much progress we make in the month of June. But I do think this is a product that potentially could be in the project for the rest of the year. And last but not least is my Smashbox contour palette. So previously I had combined the two first shades, the bronzer and the contour shade. I had combined those, repressed them, and then I was scraping out the highlight shade to put into a lotion. So here's the lotion mixture that I made. This is the rest of the highlight powder. So there is no more highlight powder going on. Empty. So this is it. And this really won't take me that long to use. It's a pretty small tub, and I use it on my legs and like my shoulders and stuff like every day after I get out of the shower. So this won't take that long to use up. And then we unfortunately had a little bit of a mishap with the pressed shade that I had made. So I did pack this on a trip, and like we weren't flying, we were just driving, but I guess just even that was a lot for it to handle, and the pan crumbled. So I'll insert a picture here. So I was able to save a lot of it, and so what I ended up doing was I just, instead of repressing it again, I was like, clearly that's not like a good thing for these pans, like it just doesn't adhere very well or something. I just took what was left, crushed it up into like a fine powder as best I could, put it in a little jar, and then I was like, I'm just gonna have to use this as a loose bronzer for the rest of time. So I'll insert a picture of that here. And I was able to use that up. So this is completely empty. And even though we have some of the lotion left, I'm going to call this good and roll this out. I am kind of, I don't want to say disappointed, but it is kind of a bummer how the bronzer ended up because since it crumbled and broke, there was loss on the product. So I didn't truly use up everything that was left. But at the end of the day, I kind of was like, whatever happens, happens. And, you know, I made the best of it while I could. This was a very old palette. I feel like I got the most use out of it that I could at this point in time. So I'm going to roll this out, and this is exciting. This is the second face palette that I've used up, Project Panning, and it also has just kind of taught me that face palettes are something that I probably don't need to be repurchasing for my collection. I typically don't pull for palettes for my face. I like the individual product choices. I like mixing and matching. So it's taught me that lesson. I think the only face palette I really have left is my Hourglass one, which that one I am okay with having because I like all of those products, and there's actually a variety. It's got a bronzer, blush, and highlight, and so it is good for travel. If I did pull it out, those products all work really well together versus like this was just like a bronzer highlight kit, which I just don't, that's not part of my like regular routine in this way. So that has been a lesson learned with face palettes and like kits like this, but I'm excited to roll this out. So we were able to pick a new item to roll in this month, and I'm very excited. This is from my planning to pan list, and it is my mini NARS Laguna bronzer. I thought this was the perfect time of year to roll this in. It's a slightly darker bronzer for me, and I think it's just perfect for summer. So I am wearing it today. I feel like it is a little dark right now. I'm not super tan yet, but maybe in the next like few weeks as I spend more time outside, I'll get a little more tan and this will blend a little better. But it's a mini, So I'm hoping that I can use this up in just a few months, and that would be exciting to kind of be working on so many bronzers and contour shades this year in my project pan and kind of roll some of those things out. This we are rolling in. I will insert the footage of how much it weighed. I can't recall off the top of my head, but that is where we will be starting. And I have only used this a handful of times. As you can see, it's pretty brand new looking, so it'll be exciting to see how much progress we make in the next month. This I used maybe like 1 or 2 times before filming this, so we're pretty much starting fresh. So that is everything for my project pan update for the month of May. I'm excited to use everything that I have now throughout the summer and just kind of incorporate that into my summer makeup routine. Let me know in the comments below what you're panning or if you are working on anything in particular for the summertime. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Go check out my full project pan playlist, which is linked below. And please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified of all of my upcoming videos. I post once a week. So with all that being said, thank you for watching and I will see you in next week's video. Bye everyone.